Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Week number 2 of the Dirt Cars UMP series, powered by Rusty Misfits Racing League. We are here live from Lincoln Speedway. These guys have been tearing this place up. We are going to do a little bit of track prep before we start our heat races. Get some of that moisture back into the track. Right now, we got David Sanford on the point for the fastest here in practice. Michael Steele right behind him. And our Dirt Cars mini stock champion, Hunter Wellman, currently running in 3rd place on the point standings. Sorry, on the time trials. But he is very close, and he is looking pretty solid in that number 64 machine this week. I was running pretty good last week. We'll see if he can put the whole package together and come home with a good finish tonight. Alright, looks like practice is just winding up. We're going to get ready to throw down for our first heat race here tonight. We got 12 cars registered for the AMA, and so we should be having 2 heat races tonight. Heat races are 10 laps to the distance, and that's going to set our starting grid. Alright, heat race number 1. Starting on the front row, we got David Sanford and Tab Abear. Row number 2, we got Mr. Devin Smith and Scott Merrick. Row number 3, we got Mr. Sean Patrick and Justin Walbring in that number 27 machine. Looking fly with some feathers on that thing. Alright. David's going to lead us off. He's been fastest in practice. Before the session even started tonight, he was saying he'd already ran over 200 laps at this track. Alright, going down the back straightaway, we're going to have one more pace lap. And then we're going to kick this thing into high gear for the night. Abear on the high side. Sanford down low. Devin Smith and Merrick on row number 2. This track is pretty tricky. It's got kind of a weird shape to it. I'm not sure if any of you have ever ran it or visited it. But these 2 corners are completely different on how you enter them and how you drive them. So you do have to be on your A game and know which end of the track you're on. Alright, green flag's going out of turn number 4. Side by side as we cross the start finish line, going down into turn number 1. Sanford down low, Abear up high. Drag race down the back straightaway. Sanford's getting a good run. Here comes Merrick up to 3rd. Devin Smith all the way up against the wall, pushing the cushion already here early on tonight. Justin Walbring bringing up the tail end currently. Sanford's got a pretty good hold on that front. Abear trying to reel him in. Merrick running a tight 3rd. So far, Merrick has set the fastest lap out of this group, but not by much. He's at a 15:68, and our leader is at a 15:69. David Sanford just set down a blistering lap of 15:63. He's got that number 30 machine hooked up and flying here tonight. Got the battle for 2nd right now between Abear and Merrick. 310 Merrick trying to get a nose to the inside of Abear. Can't quite do it. Four laps to go as we cross the stripe. For Sanford, Abear, Merrick, Sean Patrick currently running in 4th, Devin Smith in 5th. Merrick getting right to the back bumper. He's got a nose on the inside as we go down the front straightaway. He's got the preferred lines through 2 and 3. Still side by side down the back straightaway. Oh, a little bit of contact. No harm, no foul. Merrick got the advantage coming out of turn number 2, going down the back straightaway. 2 laps to go for Sanford, Merrick, and Hebert. Last lap. Scott Merrick trying to reel in that number 30 of Sanford. He's going to run out of time. Coming to the checkered flag, it's that number 30 machine of David Sanford. Scott Merrick's going to come in second. Tab Hebert in third. Sean Patrick in fourth. Devin Smith in fifth. Nice run, boys. Good heat race. Heat race number 2 on the track. Starting on that inside front row, we got Mr. Daniel Northcutt, that 777 machine. Outside of him, mini stock Dirt Car Series champion Hunter Wellman. Row number 2, we got Ben Morrow and Logan Tackett. Row number 3, Ray Andrews and past RMRL champion Mr. Michael Steele. Northcott and Wellman are going to lead us to the green flag coming out of turn 4 next time by. So where these cars finish in their heat race will determine where they start in the A main. These heat race number 2 will start on the outside row, heat race number 1 on the inside. Green flag is in the air. Northcott's going to get a good jump. Oh, the 64 gets into the back of them. They're all bunched up. Michael Steele
sorry about that.
Goes from last to first.
Four-wheel drive straight up the track on.
I did the same thing, bro. You're fine. This track, man.
77.
These cars on the tacky track just push like a fucking dump truck.
77 of Northcott falls all the way back. Michael Steele goes from last to first in this heat race. Hunter Wellman still holding on to second. Ben Morrow in third. Ooh! I think that was Ray Andrews into the outside wall. Jumped to the pits. Looked like he caught that opening. Hunter Wellman sending it in deep. Ben Morrow on that 75 machine trying to play catch up. We're going to have a battle here for second place. Ben Morrow making a move now on the bottom to get past Wellman. We're going to drag race to the start finish line. Wellman hold on to it for that lap. Wellman's pushing the cushion. He's got that right rear just scraping the wall. Morrow's going to make the move as they go into turns 3 and 4. Morrow's going to take away second place. Wellman now drops to the bottom trying to make up some ground on that 75 machine. We got 4 laps to go. Does he have enough time to get back around that 75 machine? See how Wellman has altered his line where before he was going up all the way against the wall, running much lower now. Looks like he saw what worked for Ben and is now trying to duplicate it. He can get a fender to the inside of him going through the corner, but Morrow's got the momentum coming out of the corner. White flag is in the air. Last lap. Wellman's got a fender as they go down into turn number 1. Ben Morrow way up high, gets up into the wall. Ooh, gets a little over-rotated. Wellman's going to steal second going down into turn number 3. Michael Steele's going to bring home the victory. Wellman in second, Ben Morrow in third, Northcutt in fourth, Tackett in fifth. Ray Andrews unable to finish. Looked like he had some heavy damage after contact with that outside wall. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a brief intermission. So if you got time to use the facilities, go get yourself an ice cold, refreshing beverage. And don't forget to stop by the Chicken Shack and say hi to Randy before you pick up some tasty vittles down there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to grid up for our A-Main. 50 laps here tonight at Lincoln Speedway. Who's got what it takes to make their car last? David Sanford was fast during practice and in his heat race, but does he have what it takes to hold on to the lead for all 50 laps once this track slicks off? Alright, starting on the front row, we got David Sanford, Michael Steele. Row number 2, we got the 310 of Scott Merrick, Hunter Wellman on the outside of him. Row number 3, we got Tab Hebert next to Ben Morrow. Row number 4, we got Mr. Sean Patrick on the inside. The 777 of Daniel Northcutt on the outside. Row number 5, we got Mr. Devin Smith Logan Tackett to the outside of him. Ray Andrews and Justin Walbring bringing up shotgun on the field tonight. Looks like that track's starting to get a little dusty out there, and we'll see how these guys are able to handle the changing track tonight. Lincoln Speedway, 50 laps the distance. Let's get these guys rolling. Sanford and Steele leading us out of turn number 4. Steele's up on that high side. Ooh, he's going to push. Caution out, turn number 1. Hunter Wellman sent it in like a beast. Alright, we're going to re-rack and restack, and we're going to do the Delaware style restart for this one. So it looks like the number 30 is going to be out front by himself. Row number 2, we're going to have the 310 American. Michael Steele has opted to start on the high side. And green flag is in the air. Merritt gets a good jump down on that bottom row. Tab Abear gets into the back of Michael Steele. Michael Steele's able to hold on to it, wrangles it back in, points it in the right direction. Holds on to it and doesn't lose any positions. He's got 3rd place currently. Merrick making a move on that high side, getting around Sanford as they drag race down the back straightaway. Looks like that 310 of Merrick might have found a little something on the high side. At the line, he's going to have the lead. First lead change, lap number 5. And number 30 isn't giving up. He's coming back on the bottom. Merrick holds on by a fender. He's going to get a little loose coming out of turn number 2. Loses some momentum. That's going to allow Sanford to get a good run down on the bottom. But no, Merrick's going to power by him, have him by a fender once again at the line. Michael Steele, Ben Morrow, Tab Abear rounding out our top 5 as our leaders continue to battle side by side. Sanford's got the lead this time by Merrick, crosses him over going down into turn number 1. Now Merrick gonna slide up. We're gonna get a crossover move from the 30 drag race down the front straightaway. Sanford looked like he had it at the line, but messed up his corner entry. Oh, uh-oh. The 30 is broken. Caught the inside wall. No caution on the track.
I'm sorry about that truck.
Scott Merrick now getting down in there. Michael Steele moves up to second place. Got Ben Morrow hard on his heels along with Tab Aber. Now the caution is out for David Sanford. David's car was busted. He was trying to limp it back to the pits.
Okay, let's face everybody.
Yeah, he could not turn that thing at all to get into pits. And that right there is what brought out the caution. He couldn't get that car turned to get into the pit road. Car just won't turn left.
Delayed. Can I get a black there, please? I had to get out of the pit. Thank you.
All right, we're going to go green coming out of turn number 4 next time by. The 310 of Scott Merrick on the front row by himself. Michael Steele's now opted to take the bottom row. Ben Morrow on the high side. Row number 3, we got Aber and Tackett. Smith and Andrews behind him. 310's mashing the gas, hitting that loud pedal. Michael Steele's going to get a good run behind him on the bottom. Oh! Number 1 of Tackett. Got into the back of Aber the way it looks here.
Sorry, Justin, I had nowhere to go. Don't look like you took any damage off of that on the left side.
I didn't even feel you touch me. I just feel bad for Devin. There was nothing I could do to stay out the rear of him.
Sean, your right rear is facing the wall right now. Just thought you should know.
All right, we're going to re-rack them, restack them, and see what we can do
Tomorrow,
here.
you're right, Frank. It's pretty rough. Just want,
Oh, looks like the number 30 of Sanford has worked his
Yeah,
way back up through the field
three.
after
I'm
getting some
probably
damage
still one of
done.
the top 3 cleanest. Not that I haven't done anything wrong, just that my car has less damage than half of everybody else.
All right, we got them re-racked, restacked. We're going to go green coming on a turn number 4. That 310 of Scott Merrick is looking pretty stout tonight. Michael Steele did get a good jump on that last restart. Green flag is in the air. Michael Steele once again gets a good start on that bottom. Oh, got a little bunch up in the back. Everybody keeps it going straight. Michael Steele holding on to second, Ben Morrow third, but here comes that number 30 car. And down on the bottom, here comes Tab Aber working his way back through the field after getting spun. Oh, Justin Walbring hard up into that outside wall. 75 might have some right front damage the way it looks. That front tire looked like it was wobbling a little bit. Let's jump on board with Mr. Ben Morrow as he tries to reel in Michael Steele here. You can hear how much he's off that throttle. He's got that dirt buildup on the windshield. But he's giving it everything he can, trying to reel in. Michael Steele and our leader. Scott Mears building up a little bit of a lead now over second place Michael Steele. You can see Michael there, probably a good 5 car lengths back right now. Michael dropped down to the low that time, trying to get a little different run going. Safford, Abear, Morrow, all pretty close. About a second gap between the first and second place cars, and almost that between second and third now. We are 20 laps into this main event. We do have 5 cars already out of this event due to damage. We don't run any fast repairs here, so you gotta take care of your equipment. Tab Abear leaning on that 30 car. Way down on the bottom, loses all momentum. Sanford trying to get a slide job on that 75 of Ben Morrow. Morrow keeps his momentum up and holds on to that position. Up front, Merrick and Steele are gap has stayed about the same. Right now, this is the closest battle on the track right now for third place between Morrow, Abear, and Sanford. Justin Albring having a decent run here tonight, currently in 6th place. Oh, the 30 gets into the inside wall. No caution. But he cost him at least one position. Caution is now out.
I am so sorry if I caused that caution. I was just trying to get a couple laps for the guys that went out.
Wait, I thought we kept going. I mean, I'll take it. I'm just wondering. That's fair. I just wanted to ask. I respect it.
All right, Pace truck is off. We're going green. We are halfway through this A main event. Merrick, Steele, Morrow. Gotta watch that inside fence. It's been proving to be treacherous here tonight. Looks like Ray Andrews is back on the track trying to make up some ground.
Didn't have to do that.
Tab Abear now looking to make a move on the 75 of Ben Morrow. Ben's up on that high side. Drag race down the front straightaway. Morrow's going to hold on to the position that time by. That high side definitely looks like it has the momentum. That 310 of Merrick running right through the slick spot through 3 and 4 that time. Michael Steele looking to gain a little ground here on that 310 machine. Right to the back bumper. Steele's getting good power coming down out of the corners. We might have a challenge for the lead here coming up. 17 laps to go. Steele doing everything he can to reel in that 310 of Scott Merrick. Ben Morrow got a mirror full of Tab Abear trying to hold him off as these laps start to wind down. Up front, the gap has stayed about the same as that 0.3 of a second. As Michael Steele has tried every lap he can.
Alright, I'm just gonna take a disqualify because I cannot run this dang track.
The number 30 of David Sanford crashed out.
Hey Justin, how bad's my left rear?
She crinkled up a bit, but it doesn't look horrible. I mean, you're still faster than
Oh
me
yeah, he got
regardless.
that inside wall busted the left front tire again.
Gotcha, thing. Yeah, I just got the no bite off, and I know I was involved in that little deal in turn 1 a few cautions back.
After a strong start to the race, that number 30 car, after looking so good, is out of competition. Too much damage done to the left front of that machine, and he is done for the evening. Pace car's coming up. We're going to get ready to go green coming out of turn number 4. Merrick mashes the gas right down against that inside wall. Michael Steele in second, Ben Morrow in third. Here comes that number 1 of Tab Abear. Challenging Morrow for third place. Morrow on that high side, though, is able to maintain momentum. Drag race down the back straightaway. Michael Steele didn't get a good of a start as he did on that last caution, so he's fallen back now to 0.6 of a second. trying to reel in our leader. We're going to have a battle here for third between Morrow and Abear. Abear down low right through that slick. Can get up to the door of the 75 down the straightaway. But Ben's able to pull them as they go into the corner. Michael Steele is running a little bit faster than our leader right now, but not enough to close that gap up substantially. As I say that, he gained 3/10 in that last corner. Michael might have found something down in that bottom groove right next to the wall. You do have to be careful, as we've seen what happened to the 30 car. Nine laps to go, folks. We got a battle for first and a battle for third. American Steel, Morrow, and Abear giving it everything they can. Ooh, the 310 of Merrick gets up into that outside wall. Michael Steele unable to capitalize on that. Yellow flag out. Justin Walbring bringing out the caution. Let's take a look, see what happened here with that number 27 machine.
What happened, Justin?
He got the outside wall.
Caught that opening in the outside wall by the start-finish line. Hard lick into the wall. Tried to jump to the pits before the caution came out. Didn't quite make it. We're going to re-rack and restack, and we will be single file this time by.
Justin hit the outside wall, Sean.
Alright, re-rack, restack. Pace cut truck is off. Going green. Coming out of turn number 4. It'll be 6 laps to go when we cross the stripe. All bunched up. Abear looking to make a move. Holy cow. I don't know if that oh man, that was not close. Well, it was way too close. But here comes the 75 of Morrow, but he's going to send it up into the wall. Abear's going to cross him over going down the front straightaway. He's going to steal third. 5 laps to go. Michael Steele holding on to second. American first. Does Ben Morrow have what it takes to get back around that number 1 machine of Tab Abear? Patrick and Hunter Wellman, well, Hunter Wellman several laps down, battling farther back. 4 laps to go. Scott Merrick, Michael Steele running nose to tail. Michael's down on the bottom. Merrick on that high side. Michael Steele pulling out every trick he knows to try to get some momentum. Oh, they touch! The 310 got into the outside wall. I think he broke. Michael Steele broke the way it looks. 2 laps to go. No caution is out yet.
Anybody slow down there?
Tab Abear takes over the lead. Merrick is holding on to second. White flag is in the air. Sean Patrick moved up to third. Coming out of fourth for the last time, Tab Abear. Scott Merrick holds on to second. Sean Patrick for third.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to get down there in front of you. Scott, I know you were going for a win there, and it's shitty that you got broke the way you did. But if you're that broke and out of control on the straightaway, don't.
All right, finishing third in a wild finish on this one, we got Mr. Sean Patrick. Sean, you got a copy? Sean?
Hold on. All right. Was you saying something, Mick? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, yep, buddy. I was just saying, you finished third in a wild finish at this Lincoln Speedway race. What did you see going on?
I couldn't tell what was going on up front. All I heard was Michael said he got wrecked, and then there was a bunch of people all over the place, and I didn't even realize it was in third until after checkered flag had already flew.
Yeah, that was crazy. What it looked like was the 310 got into the wall, and I'm guessing he must have broke something. And then Michael got into his left rear, and then it looked like Michael broke something, and it was a crazy mess going into turn one.
From the sound of it, the 310 had broke and throttled it out and got in the way of somebody. I don't know. Like I said, I couldn't see nothing. I just got lucky on that somehow.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, it sucks that Michael got taken out, but
Oh, it was not Michael's night. He got taken out in the mini stock race after leading the whole thing, and now after running second all night here, he probably should have got the win, but man, that sucks.
yeah, I got taken out in the mini stocks as well. So
Yeah, you were running second all night.
yep.
So unfortunately, sometimes that happens, but man, whew, what a race here tonight. You guys put on a pretty good show when we were green flag. Turn one though, lap one, that was a junkyard.
Yeah, that track's a nightmare. Turn one's a mess. Uh, you're carrying so much momentum coming to turn 3. It's hard to get turned. I mean, the track itself is just a nightmare. That's my first time ever turning laps on this track.
And I've had that same exact problem when I've ran here in official races, and normally I just start in the back and wait for everybody to wreck.
Yeah.
Well, that 26 machine did look pretty good tonight. Looks like you had minimal damage done to it. You're able to bring it home in a podium finish, so that's always nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for coming out and racing with us tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to?
Michael Steele, of course. My brand East to West, Collins Construction, Freedom Garage. You, of course, for putting on the league. I'm sure there's more, but I can't think of anything else.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you back Monday night in your East to West Apparel ARCA series.
Yep, I'll be there.
All right, buddy. Have a wonderful night.
You too.
Bringing home a battered and bruised at number 310 machine in second place after leading him well over half of the race, Scott Merrick.
Yes, sir.
What happened in those closing laps?
I just got iRacing. That's a problem that's been at Lincoln for the past year and I think a half this track's been out, where kind of Oswego where you can go through the wall.
Okay.
But
So when that last lap when you were coming out of 4, something went through the wall and clipped and broke then?
yeah, my right rear went through the wall, and I didn't know that was a problem still. If I knew that was still a thing, I would probably drove a different line. But I guess it sucked my right rear in the wall. When it did, it kind of killed the car. Like I was full throttle and the car wouldn't go. And that's when I knew something was wrong.
Yeah, and then unfortunately I think you collected Michael Steele, and then going into turn number 1, everybody was broke and just trying to make it through.
Yeah, no, I kind of feel bad for Michael. I think he could have had me, because, I mean, I had nothing for him. I had nothing left.
He was coming those last couple laps. He was gaining on you.
Yeah. I had nothing. Like, if he laid down a good bottom right behind me, he probably could have drugged me down the backstretch and slid me. I would have had nothing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you did have a fast ride for most of the night. You were able to get past that 30 machine pretty stoutly, and he was very fast here in practice. But man, you put on a pretty good show at that 310. You've had some pretty good runs the first 2 races of the season, 2 podiums in a row, so that's always nice.
Yep.
Hopefully we can turn this season around and get some longer green flag runs.
I don't know. I know I know a known glitch at Houston, so it's hopefully we don't get hit by that next week.
We've had some pretty good races so far there.
I don't know. There's a glitch at Houston where, like, if you enter on the 3, and I guess there's like a little gap in the middle of 3 where if your right rear quarter panel touches, it like sucks your right front in, and it just like makes you do a flip and breaks your whole car.
Oh.
Like, yeah. Someone's gonna do it next week if it goes to the top. Be prepared. Probably be me.
Well, all right. Well, hopefully we have a little better week next week. Thanks for coming out tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Michael Steele for the rap, and sorry for it. Majose Speed Shop. A lot of guys on there helped me. I really don't have anybody else right now.
All right, no problem. And just so I can make sure, am I pronouncing your last name right?
How do you say it?
Merrick?
Marek.
Marek, okay. Good to know. All right, well, congratulations, Scott. You had a really good run going on tonight. Unfortunately, the track won that battle, but we'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, bringing home that number 1 machine in first place. I think he might have had a lucky horseshoe in that car. Mr.
Gosh
Tab Haber.
almighty. I don't know what happened. I shouldn't be here.
Well, first of all, you threw that slider going into one on that last restart, and I don't know how you cleared Michael Steele and the 75 at the same time to take over third, but holy shit.
Man, I knew I didn't have nothing for him when the run got started. I could get a little bit on the restart. So I said, man, I got to try something. So I went kind of a Hail Mary slider, had to stab the brakes to stay off of Steele, and made it work somehow. I don't know. I might have just scared him, and he backed off and let me have it. I don't know, but we made it.
Dude, that was a crazy move there. And then that last lap coming out at turn number 4 where everybody piled up, and then everybody piled back up and going into turn number 1 because no caution came out. Holy cow. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, I think.
Yeah. Luck definitely plays a factor. You can only do so much with skill when luck's on your side. It's just a whole different feeling.
And unfortunately for Michael Steele, he's on the reverse end of that for the last 2 weeks.
I know it. I hate that for him. He's a great driver, a lot of skill, but just like we were saying with the luck, when you ain't got luck on your side, it's hard. It's a good balance that wins races.
Yep, exactly. Well, that number 1 machine, you were looking pretty stout. I mean, for the last probably 20 laps, you were giving that 75 everything you had.
Yeah, I had some damage early on, got caught up in a few wrecks. I was a little bit worried, but I was able to stay with them just long enough to have that opening on that restart to throw that slider, and that got me in the podium. And pretty much just being there at the end. That's all it is. In order to win a race, you got to finish.
Exactly. Well, congratulations, buddy. Next week we're off to Huset's, and I hear there's a glitch at that track where you can get clipped through the wall and do a flip, so maybe we'll see some airtime.
Oh, Lord. I don't know. This is my first time at this track, too, so this is the first time at a lot of these tracks.
Lincoln is a tough track. Going into turn number 1 on the starts is scary.
Yeah, that was definitely a steep learning curve.
All right, buddy. Who do you want to give a shout out to tonight before I cut you loose?
And I got to thank my sponsors, Cajun Hose and Fittings, BNC, Enterprises of Ascension, Fired Woodcraft, Graphic Kings, and CZ Graphics, Colton Sapansky over there. Made a great wrap. Unfortunately, he's off doing real race car stuff tonight, so he wasn't able to join us. And then my family, friends, and God for letting us be out here.
Heck yeah, brothers. Well, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you back next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep, have a good one.
You too.
Well, that was a wild finish for us here at Lincoln Speedway. Some feelings were hurt, and probably rightfully so. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We will be back next week on Thursday night for our doubleheader once again for the Dirt Cars Mini Stock Series and then the Dirt Car UMP Modifieds. Modifieds are going to be at Huset Speedway, and we're gonna have some fun. Tune in Monday night for the East to West Apparel Company ARCA Series. We'll be back racing with those boys, and it's going to be an amazing night. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful Thursday.